Oh, here we are again. How are you today? Oh, I'm okay. I was looking on the internet last night. Yeah? Did you see something interesting? Well, it was another sad story. A sad story about what? Well, some lonely college boy who didn't have a social life. He just went and he killed a lot of people. Oh, that is sad. So what do you think about it? Well, make sure I avoid that kind of stuff. He goes, oh, yeah, well, they know why. What do you mean they know why? They know why. It's not. It is? What do you mean they know why? Well, they know why. I was at this local Christian coffee shop, and I was talking to this local elder, this educator, this gray-haired older man who knows a lot of stuff. And he said they know why. They know why. Then why don't they stop it? I don't know. But they know why. He said it is because there's no fathers. These lonely boys have no fathers. Oh, well, that makes sense then. I saw once on Tony Brown's journal where these two men were discussing why all the violence in the inner cities. And they said, well, there's no strong male examples. They learned about it in nature. In nature? Oh yeah, nature can teach us. Well, what did he say? Well, over in Africa where they have the elephants, they moved a bunch of them. And it was easy to move the younger males and younger females, and they brought along some of the older females because, elephants are like matriarchal. But they didn't bring along the old bulls. Oh no, they didn't understand elephant culture, social structure. So they started having all these problems with these young male elephants doing things that they weren't supposed to do. And so they went and they captured one big bull elephant. And they brought him there to the new park. And guess what? I don't know what. All of the younger male elephants weren't any trouble anymore because they had an older male, kind of like a father, to put everything in its right order. So, what do we learn from that? Well, all societies have structures. And there's a place for the older male, the fathers, to teach the younger boys and men how to properly behave. Oh, you can see the same thing in the beehive. You mean the beehives where they're all dying off? Well, maybe. I saw it in a film all about bees or all about honey. The beehive is actually all females though, and well, except for a few drones for reproduction. Think about that one. But so the beehive has this social structure, and you've got all these older worker bees that are females, and they do things that the younger bees can't do or don't know how to do, and they keep the beehive running and humming. Oh, so there's a place for the old women too. Oh, sure there is. Everybody knows that. The older women teach the younger women things, and the older men, they teach the younger men. Well, yeah, that's social order. So this lonely boy, he didn't have a father? Oh no, he had a dad. His dad just wasn't around. But he was over 20. He should know better. Well, yeah, that's true too. You get to be a certain age, and you just ought to know better. You just know. Well, there's no excuse for some things, but well, we're humans, so we're just not dumb like animals. We can be personally responsible for what we do, but there's a place for older men, big brothers, to help the little brothers. Now, see, well, we don't know all the details. Well, that's true. But like that educator said, they know why there's no fathers. To teach them, to work, provide for themselves, treat women correctly, take care of your family. It's old traditional values. Well, it's pretty much kind of disappeared from our society. Well, then society could be collapsing. Like the beehives? Because they mess with the social order in the beehives when they're taking the honey? Well, it could be. We learn things from nature. And then the younger bees or the younger elephants, they're not responsible, or they don't know how to be responsible, or they don't care, or... Well, we're not bees and elephants. We can make choices, though. But it's just another sad commentary. Yeah, well, they're blaming the gun on this one again. Why don't they blame the car? He couldn't have gotten there, right? Well, that's right. He couldn't have gotten around without the car. So why don't we blame the car? Well, human beings are a lot like sheep, and they just follow the crowd and just, we'll just say, well, it was the gun, or it was the police who didn't do anything, or it was the parents, or, they're all factors. Sad. Yeah, but if he didn't have a car, he couldn't have gotten anywhere, or very far. Well, yeah, that's a factor. And the gun's a factor. Oh, yeah, that's a factor. And the parents, well, yeah, that's a factor. And they knew about this ahead of time. What do you mean they knew? Well, it was on YouTube. I've heard a lot of different stories where none of this stuff is really a big surprise. They know things. And they know that they know. But somebody missed a picture and things happen. So we have all these factors and people know. And yet you're personally responsible for your actions. Complicated, isn't it? Yes, very complicated. But they know that they know. And they go on with the complicated show. Why do you think he's wearing that today? All who he is doesn't matter. Do you feel like puppets? No. So, what you gonna do about it all? Well, if you haven't looked real closely, I'm just a lamb, so I'm gonna go where the shepherd wants me to go. And today I've got gardening to do. So I'm gonna go work in the garden. And I got stuff to do before I go to work during the week. So for me, I've got a good shepherd. And I'll follow his lead. What about you? Well, nature teaches me what an alligator should do, so I'll stay cool and I'll get food and it's, well, you know, what is it? For animals, well, well, you know. Yeah, I know. We eat and make more babies, so it's pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah, not that complicated stuff for humans. Pretty simple if you just see what the rest of nature is doing. Stay alive, make more life. Pretty simple. Not really sure I want that complicated life that humans have. Yeah, well, pretty easy being a sheep. Just gotta follow the shepherd and avoid the wolves.